Hi, and welcome to the video for how to use SmartMusic. This is Mr. Songer with you. We're going to do three things today as we learn how to use SmartMusic. First of all, I'm going to tell you how to get it on your computer at home. And then the second and biggest thing I'm going to tell you is how to use it to make your practice time more beneficial. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is how to submit an assignment that you have played on SmartMusic to your band director. So the first thing again we're going to do is how to get SmartMusic on your computer at home. There are two ways to do this. First of all, after you've ordered SmartMusic, your band director will have given you a CD, and you can take that CD home, install it using the CD drive in your computer and following the steps. Another way that you can do it is go on to your web browser and go ahead and go to smartmusic.com. And from smartmusic.com you'll notice that there's a window for downloading SmartMusic, and you can click there, and then that will take you through the steps to put SmartMusic on your computer. Then the last thing you're going to need as far as installing SmartMusic on your computer is, once you have done this process of going and putting the software on either through the CD or through the website, is you will need to use a code to activate your SmartMusic. That code will have been given to you by your band director along with your CD. So once SmartMusic is on your computer, you will need to enter that code, and then you will have access to SmartMusic on your computer. After you have that all installed, make sure you keep that CD and your code in a safe spot where you can remember where it is, in case you want to install SmartMusic on another computer at your house, or if for some reason it gets wiped out on your computer, you can put it back on. If you have any troubles installing SmartMusic, you can always ask a band director and they will help you with it. The other thing that you can do if you're at home at night and you really want to get it on there and you don't want to wait till the next day to ask your band director, is go to the smartmusic.com site and go to the Contact Us section, which I just clicked on at the bottom of the screen, and that will give you information on how to contact SmartMusic either via email or through making a phone call and calling their technical support, and they will help you out. So that's how you install the program. I am now going to open SmartMusic by clicking on the icon here at the bottom of my screen, and you are going to see the SmartMusic home screen. And from here there are many directions we can go. The first thing I think you should do the first time you open it is to go to your settings over here on the left menu, click on settings, and make sure that you have your microphone set. Now, some of you ordered a microphone with your SmartMusic, and all you need to do is plug that into the back of your computer and then select that on your options here. It will show up as one of your options. Some of you might already have a microphone on your computer. My computer has a built-in input, which most Macintosh computers do, so I have that one selected. Next to that, I have a microphone control, so I can decide how loud it's going to be. You want to make sure it's not way down here at the bottom, because right now it's hardly picking me up. Sometimes if you turn it all the way up too, that's not good, because you can see it's really bouncing up into this red area here, so you're going to get some feedback and some distortion on your sound. So usually somewhere in the middle here is a good place to put your microphone level. And you can even do a mic check here if you'd like. So that's always a good thing to do when you first open SmartMusic, is make sure your microphone is set up correctly. Okay, now let's get to the fun of playing some music. I'm going to go to Find Music. And when I go to that screen, I get 6 options right here, 6 categories. The first category I'm going to go through with you today is the one you're probably going to use the most this year in band, and that is method books. So go ahead and click on method books. Now, depending on your grade level, you can click on the book that you are using for band. You can notice there's a bunch of different options here. Here's your Accent on Achievement books. Some of you might use the Alfred Drum Method books. Some of you are familiar with Essential Elements, which are here. Some of you are familiar with the Rubank books. And as I scroll down, Standard of Excellence is another fairly common one. So these are all books that are included in the SmartMusic package. I'm going to go ahead and click on the 6th grade book that we are using, the Accent on Achievement Book 1. And after I click on that, it might go through some download screens which you didn't see because I've already opened this before, but the first time you open it, it's downloading all the music in book 1. And then what I'm going to do is show you how to use your SmartMusic menu up here. First thing to do is make sure you have the right instrument chosen. I'm going to play some flute for you today, so I chose flute. And then when I click here, here's all the different songs in the book. Not every single song is in SmartMusic from the book, but most of them are, as you can see. Huge long list here. I'm going to go ahead and do a song that you probably did last year in band, number 29, Mary Ann. I'm going to click on that one. And then what I'm going to do to play this is I'm going to hit the green button right here, and I'm going to go ahead and play Mary Ann for you. Alright, now when I get done, you'll notice something really cool happening up here on the screen. All of my notes have turned either green or red. The green notes are the ones I got right. The red notes are the ones I got wrong. And I want to point something out about the red notes. Not only does it show you which ones you got wrong by making them red, it shows you how you got them wrong. For example, at the end of the first line, I played a note that wasn't there. I played a note in the rest. So it shows me that I played a D right there. And then down here in this measure, you'll notice that I played the wrong note. I played a B flat instead of a C. So you'll see the big red B flat instead of the green C right here. And then I added a couple notes after that. So it shows you exactly where you made your mistakes. And then let's say you made a mistake and you're like, well, I don't know what that note is. Well, what you can do, which is really cool, is you can click on that note and it shows you the fingering. And you can see here it shows you the flute fingering. If I was playing, let's say, trumpet, it would show me the trumpet fingering for C. So that's a really nice little tool where you can figure out what the fingering is. Another thing that happened is after I got done playing, this yellow toolbar showed up here. And there's a few things I can do here. I can go to listen, and I can listen to what I just did. My part sounds a little loud, so if I slide this over a little bit, it makes the accompaniment louder and my part softer, so it blends more. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to stop that. Another option you have here is to click the Keep button. Now the Keep button doesn't save it to your computer, but what it does is as long as SmartMusic is open, it will put a little check mark next to this take that you just did to let you know maybe you clicked it because you liked it, you thought it was a good one. So that after you get done doing like 10 of these, you'll know, the ones that you put a check mark next to the Keep, you'll know that those were your best ones, okay? Now if you do want to save it to your computer, then you go to this option, the MP3. And if I click on that, then you can go ahead and type in a name for your song, whatever you want to call it, and then you can go ahead and save it. Right now it would save it to my desktop, but you can save it to whatever folder in your computer you want. And then you have it on your computer. The difference between the MP3 and the Keep is once you quit SmartMusic, if you just hit Keep, then it's gone. But if you go to the MP3 and save it, and then you quit SmartMusic and even turn off your computer and come to it the next day, it will still be there. And then the last thing in this yellow toolbar is the assessment score. I got a 94% on this song. So it shows you what your grade would be basically as far as how well you did on your notes and your rhythms. Alright? Now let's look up here at your blue section, and let me point out a couple things up here. First of all, we have a tempo control. As many of you know, if you're having a hard time playing a song, you might want to slow it down a little bit. So this song was at 96 beats per minute. I'm going to slow it down to 66 beats per minute. And I'm not going to play it this time, but just listen to how much slower it goes. We can also hit the click button here, so you can feel that metronome beats. And yes, students all want to know what happens if I get it really good. I want to show off and go faster. Yes, it goes up to 280, so I'll play a little bit of that for you. Alright, so that's how that goes. Now I want you to check something out here. Now, if you look right below the green button, I have a red little 3 right here, which means I have now tried this song 3 times. Okay? And if I click here, I can be like, okay, now that first one, that one I did really well. And remember I hit the keep button, so that's got the little check mark there. And then these other two, well, I didn't even really play, so I got a really low score, and I don't have the keep button. But notice how it has them all right here. And as long as I have SmartMusic open, I'm going to have all these right here. As long as I have this song open, these will all stay up. Once I close this song and try another song and then come back to this, then I only have the ones that I hit the keep button on. So that's kind of how that works. Okay. Here's another neat little tool, the location tool. Let's say I'm really having a hard time with the first measure of the second line, which is measure 9. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type in measure 9. And then I want it to go to measure 9, beat 4. So I want it to play those 4 beats. And I want to loop it, because if I'm really having a hard time with that measure, I just want to practice that measure all by itself. So check this out here. Then I try it again. And I can keep doing that till I get better at it. And you know, maybe I want to slow it down too, okay? And notice how when I'm practicing just a section like that, it's not counting as one of my takes. It's just some practice time. So that's kind of nice, so you don't end up having all of these takes just because you were practicing a small section. And then lastly, over here on the track section, we have a my part and an accompaniment. If I turn the my part on and turn the accompaniment off, now you are only going to hear the part that you're playing. And that's convenient too. Oops, you know what, I still have my loop on here, so it didn't play the whole thing. So let's go ahead and change that. Okay. So that's, now you're going to hear your part, which is nice. So sometimes you have a hard song, you want to hear how it goes first. Okay. Oh, and I should probably show you this too. There's a tuner here, which is really nice. So you can check your tuning on your instrument. I'm going to play a B flat. I think I got to hit the listen button first, actually. Let's try that. There it goes. So I'm really sharp, so I need to pull out a little bit there to get that note better in tune. There we go. That's better. Okay. So that's nice to have right there, so I can tune my instrument. By the way, when you're done with this song, maybe you want to go on to the next song. I can do this pull down menu here and go to number 30. Or I can use the previous and next buttons here to go back and forth. Now I'm back to 29. Now I'm back to 30. So right there, you guys, that's how you use SmartMusic. It's a really nice tool to help you practice. Shows you which notes you're playing right, which ones you're playing wrong. You can loop a hard section, slow it down. So lots of nice little practice tools right there. So I really highly encourage you to use that for your songs out of your book. I'm going to hit the Done button right here and go back to my Find Music screen and back to these 6 options right here, because I want to show you another one of these options. I'm going to move on over to the solos right now. So I'm going to click on solos. And here what we're going to do is we can choose our instrument. So I'm going to go to flute again. And now we have this long list of solos here. And one of the books that the 6th graders have is a book called The Standard of Excellence Festival Solos. 7th and 8th graders, you're also using either that book or some other books that your band director has you use, and these are, most of them are on this list. So I'm going to open up this Standard of Excellence Festival Solos, and 6th graders, you're very familiar with this book, or will be. And I'm going to try a song called Springtime Waltz. So I'm going to open that one up. And again, our screen's going to look very similar to what it looked like when we were using the Accent on Achievement book. I'm just waiting for it to load. There we go. You can see we have the same toolbox up here, the same things that we had before. And I'm going to just play a little bit of this here for you. So on, and we'll stop that for now. You know, let's say that I really liked that recording, and maybe your band director said, you need to send this to me so I can score it for you. What you can do, one way you can send it to your band director, is go ahead and click the MP3, save it as, you know, Springtime Waltz, and then maybe your name, and then you would go to your email and send an email to your band director and attach this file, this MP3 file, and send it off. That's one way to send your recording to your band director, a very convenient way. Another way you could do it is if you have a flash drive. You could, again, save it like from this screen here, put your flash drive in, and then move this file onto your flash drive and give that to your band director to listen to, and then make sure that he or she returns it to you. Sometimes I have a hard time remembering to return flash drives, so stay on my case. So that's another nice little function here. I'm going to go back one more time to our Find Music screen, and I'm just going to finish this series, the second stage of discussion here on how to use SmartMusic, by just pointing out we have 4 other categories that we didn't talk about today. Exercises has scales and arpeggios and nice little etudes you can practice, which are nice. Those of you who are in jazz band, there's a jazz improvisation section, which is really cool. You can practice your improvising. Then we have our band music section. Sometimes the music that we play in band is on SmartMusic, and you can practice your band songs. And those are really cool because when you play along with those on SmartMusic, you hear the whole band recording. So it's just like you're playing in the band as far as what you're hearing, but it's just your part up on the screen. So that's nice. And then there's a sight reading section here too that you can also use to get better at playing songs for the first time. So really cool options here for playing with SmartMusic. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is how to submit something to your band director. Now I already showed you one way, but there's another really cool thing you can do. I'm going to go back to my home screen, which is the very first screen that we got to when we opened up this program to start with. And when you first get SmartMusic and you want to set yourself up to record assignments and send it to your band director in a very easy fashion, you're going to go up here to the assignment login. So I'm going to click on that. And you are going to set up an email and a password for yourself. Now I just want to point this out. You have already paid for this program, and you already have the CD. This does not cost any extra money here when you are creating an account. That's what you have to do the first time, create an account. So I'll click on that. And this is the first screen of the create an account. You're going to type in an email. It can either be yours or a parent email, and check with your parents when you're doing this. Create a password for yourself and a hint, so if you forget your password you can get it. And then I'm not going to go through all this with you, but the next couple screens will ask you to enter what school you go to, who your band director is, what grade you're in. And once you're done setting that up, then from now on, when you open up your home screen, you'll go to the assignment login, type in your email and password, and log in. And once you've logged in, on the left-hand side of the screen, it'll show up, a little window will say if you have an assignment that your band director wants you to play. And then what you can do is just click on that and it will take you right to the song. So instead of you having to go to Find Music, Method Books, Excellent Achievement, and then trying to remember what song was your assignment, okay, and you're like, oh yeah, it's Marianne. Hey, by the way, you notice this? There's that first take, it's still there because we hit keep, remember that? Anyway, instead of going through all those steps, all you got to do is just go log in, and in your home screen it'll say Marianne, due whatever date it's due, and you just click on it and it will take you right there. And then the other thing that's really cool about it is once you are there, you remember I told you how you could save it and attach it to an email and send it. Well, what will happen is after you do your first take, on this yellow toolbar right next to MP3, and you won't see it here, but you will once you've logged in, there'll be a button that says Submit. And so once you have the take that you're like, oh yeah, 94%, I'm really happy with that, and you should be, go ahead and click Submit, and that will go right into your band director's inbox. And then they will listen to it, and then they will actually send you an email back telling you, you know, you did this well, why don't you continue working on this? And it's really cool. You'll get feedback from your band director via email. And when you send it, not only do we get the recording, but we get this screenshot of all the green and red notes. We even get a little message that says how long you worked on it. So we will know if you come and you're like, Mr. Songer, I spent an hour and a half on this song, and I'll be like, yeah, I know, it said 90 minutes on the what we got from you. So we'll know if something was really hard and you put in a lot of work on it. And we also know if something was really easy for you. If you got on there and it took you 2 minutes and you nailed it, well, then we'll know that too. So that's kind of nice for us to see that as well. So that's how that works to submit something. Now that was a very long video, but hopefully you learned a lot about how SmartMusic works. It's a great program, and again, if you have any questions, ask your band director, or if you have any technical issues at home with getting it to work, you can call or email SmartMusic from their smartmusic.com website.